You didn't hear. He just said, "Follow that, fatso." That was, wow, what? Why would you say that to, man? He's very competitive. He's very territorial. Our next presenter, sorry. I'm so glad I've been drinking scotch since 5:30. I've literally been drinking a bottle of single malt Dalwhinnie since 5:30. Our next presenter is an iconic actor, literally, I'm using the word correctly, literally an iconic actor, a brilliant writer, an award-winning, game-changing director every single time he comes out. If he ever decides to take up editing, you are all out of a job. Ladies and gentlemen, Clint Eastwood.
Very nice. Thank the band. Thank you very much. Thank you. When I first got in the business a couple of years back, a guy told me, an old-time actor, said, whatever you do, get to know the cutter. And I said, the cutter? He said, yeah, you know, the film editor or something like that. He said, well, I said, why is that? Because they can really make you look bad if they don't like you. And if they do like you, they can kind of make you look kind of okay. So I've tried to do that, and I had some pretty good editors along the way. I worked with, let's see, Carl Pignatore was the first editor I used. And then, Carl was good. And then Ferris Webster. And you all know Ferris, who used to own the retake room out at MGM, among other things. And Ferris was quite a character, and he was from the old school, which some of you remember, but just hunched over the moviola with a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee, spilling the coffee all over the film and everything. And the cigarette ashes were falling down. And then, so finally, Ferris brought in a young man to work as his assistant, Joel Cox. And Joel came in, and he was running around like a chicken with his head cut off, because Ferris, as fast as he would cut film, he didn't splice, because he had that Dupuytren syndrome or something where his hands were like this, so he had to just kind of thread through it. But he just stopped and cut it, and then you could search through the bin and see if you could find everything. And then you have to wonder where the hell is the soundtrack. And you go through that, and you have to match up all the codes. Well, you know how it's done. I just sat in the back. Fortunately, I was destined to be part of the AVED school, where you don't have to touch any film or anything. But Joel turned out to be a spectacular editor. Sorry, I know that's an insulting word, but he's done just a terrific job. He did a terrific job of propping up Ferris all those years, and then Ferris was very kind and started introducing him to doing segments along the way. And so he knew talent. Joel's doing the same thing in his life. He's introducing new people to the art form of editing, and I think it's very noble, and he's our Lifetime Achievement Award this year. So Joel and I were here 20 years ago. We've often wondered why you haven't invited us back. Whether it was something we had done, I'm not sure, or hadn't done, maybe. But anyway, Joel Cox, would you come up and, where are you, Joel? At 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. You don't want him to come up, huh? Come up, Joel. Come up.
It's a hell of a thing, killing a man. Take away all he's got, and all he's ever gonna have.
I'll see you in hell, William Money.
Would it be asking too much to see some credentials, officer?
Callahan, Inspector.
Go ahead. Make my day.
They're about to blow this whole picture out of your nose, John. And for what? To kill one of the rarest, most noble creatures that roams the face of this crummy earth.
If we had not met, I would not be president today.
I'm not about to run from you.
Mrs. Parker, you want a musician or a husband?
Look, they do not separate.
I'm looking for a bridge, one of those covered bridges out here in this neighborhood.
Roseman Bridge?
That's it.
You're front page news now because NASA's gonna send you up in the space shuttle. You and Jerry and Tank, regardless of whatever deal you have with me.
The preacher was holding them together. They were counting on him to beat LaHood himself.
Now you can either stand out of my way or you can be my partner and you can back me up.
It's not just a job! It's a fucking adventure!
You all right, kid?
I don't know. Are we done yet?
This is the AK-47 assault rifle, the preferred weapon of your enemy. And it makes a distinctive sound when fired at you. So remember it.
I'm Miss Reno Casino.
This place is fantastic. It's like Gone with the Wind on mescaline. Listen to me. They walk imaginary pets here, Garland, on a fucking leash, all right? And they're all heavily armed and drunk. New York is boring. I'll call you later.
Here's to us ducks, because we don't give a quack. If it don't rain, we'll walk, huh?
Hey, buddy, can you take a butter for a ride?
Wow, look at his guns. He really is Bronco Billy.
New, you know, so if you keep it under 45, say for the next 500 miles, I appreciate it.
You know I will, Bob.
If I take you on, you don't say anything, you don't question me. And I'm gonna try to forget the fact that you're a girl.
That's all I ask.
And don't come crying to me if you get hurt.
You know, I think this whole damn thing is a farce.
Hey, you know what? I don't give a shit. You're in the picture, you raised the flag. That's the story we're selling, boys.
諸君らの霊に涙し黙祷を捧げる日が必ずや来るであろう。世は常に諸子の先頭にあり。
If you're worried about being on your own, don't be. Because he is you. It's like vampires. Once it's in you, it stays.
This is my daughter!
Clyde, I'm sorry. Clyde, please don't leave me. Clyde, I'm begging you, Clyde.
Did you kill my son? You know his name. You called him an angel. You know his name. Answer me!
Ever notice how you come across somebody once in a while that you shouldn't have fucked with?
We need inspiration, Francois. Because in order to build our nation, we must all exceed our own expectations.
You only live once. You gotta give it your best shot.
I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask him one more time. Come on up here.
Wow. I want to thank you, the American Cinema Editors, for this honor. I'm honored to join the list of editors that have received this award before me. Last year, Michael Kahn. I know from talking to him that after the show for a few minutes how honored he was, and I am deeply honored by that. Over the past 51 years, wow, 51 years, that's something to talk about. There are a lot of people who influenced my life. Rudy Fair gave me my opportunity to get into the Warner Brothers editorial department. And then from there, I was an apprentice, and there were some great editors. Fulmer Blangstead, Bill Ziegler, Ralph Winters, Sam Osteen. Those guys took me under their wing and allowed me to sit in their room and watch them create. It's different today. I mean, we get to do the same thing as assistants, watch your editors, but it was a film, and that's a whole different thing to the avid. Barry Malcolm was my first assistant's job. He was the editor on a film that Francis Ford Coppola did. And then I worked for Alan Jacobs, Christopher Holmes, Lou Lombardo, and Bob Wolf. Great editors. I had a lot of fun and a lot of learning from them. In 1973, I went to work with Walter Thompson, and I worked on 2 pictures with Walter, and the second picture, he started to allow me to edit scenes, and the second film was Farewell My Lovely. Dick Richards directed it, and it was my first editing credit. And as assistants, when you start, it was great. When you're an assistant, you got to edit scenes, and the editor would look at them and get your changes and things to do. But I remember the day that I sat down and edited my first scene without an editor turn to. And it's an awesome thing, but it's a very big responsibility. Ferris Webster was the last editor I worked for. I went to work in 1975 in The Outlaw Josie Wales. A great film that Clint and I both have a great fond memories of that film. After that film, Clinton Ferris decided that they wanted to give me co-editing credits, so through the next years, from 1975 to 1984, I co-edited with Ferris on all the films we did. In 1984, Ferris retired, and Clint gave me the opportunity to be his editor. And that was a big day. And it's a big day in any assistant's life when they get that opportunity to make that next step. I want to thank everyone at Warner Brothers for all their support throughout my career. They've made it very easy working on the studio there, and this is amazing. 52 years, and I've had really work at that studio 52 years. We've done some pictures at other studios, but we always end up working there at Warner Brothers. The young guys that I have working for me now, Gary Roach, who co-edits with me, Blue Murray, David Cox, my son, they make my job so easy because we are a great team working together, striving for the best film like you all do. I gotta thank my wife, Judy. She's put up a lot of BS from me over these 50 years of work. My family, my friends that are here tonight honoring me and just supporting me. And to you, Clint, we put some wonderful films together throughout our careers. You are truly one of our greatest filmmakers that we have. And I want you to know I'm very honored to be part of your work. Those films mean a lot to you and to myself and to the whole crew and everyone at Malpaso. It's been an incredible career. And to all of you, thank you for just, my friends out here, the editors I know so well, and we always, when we see each other, have time to sit down and talk for a short, it's never a long time because we're editors, we're always working. But I just want to say to all of you, thank you very much, and God bless you.